The Eyes of a Black Jaguar and the Starfin Tribe. Sivan Moshe. Illustrations Julia Filippone Erez. The Family and the Village. Hello, my name is Chuafir. I live in the forest, and not far there's a big river. His name is the great river that gives life to the world. Here is my sister Kuania. Here is my mother, Rufane. Here is my father, Runafir. We belong to the Black Jaguar tribe. There's our village in the forest. We lived here for many generations, and in the river, a dolphin's tribe, the Starfin tribe. We love and we help each other when needed. Not far, there are other human tribes of which we know. For example, the Blue River Otter tribe that lives right on the riverbank. They have a lot of fun. Preparing for the trip to the great river that gives life to the world. Kuania and I wanted to go and visit the dolphins of the great river, the Starfin tribe. The night before, I dreamed I was playing in the river with Munashul. He is a dolphin and a friend of mine. When I woke up in the morning, I wanted to run and visit him as soon as possible. Mother took with her a bow, arrows, herbs, and a sack. Father took with him an axe, a blowing cane, darts, and a sack. I took some dried fish that we made a week ago for my friend Munashul. He likes the taste of my dried fish. Kuania took a blue stone an owl brought to her. She wanted to give the stone to Fune. She was a dolphin from the Starfin tribe, and like a mother in the river for Kuania and me. On our way to the river. We left the village and went into the forest to the great river. On the way, we saw a bunch of little monkeys passing over us. They called us and we waved back to say hello. We passed by a very tall tree. A couple of forest eagles were living there with their young fledgling. They went hunting for food. After a couple of hours of walking in the forest, I saw a hole of an armadillo's burrow. "Ah, Kuania, look!" I called to my sister. We approached the burrow and began to dig. We wanted to see the armadillo and say good morning. Mother asked us not to disturb him in his sleep. "Goodbye, armadillo. Pleasant sleep," we called to him and continued on our way. The bush that puts fish to sleep. Father was singing, and sometimes Mother joined him. Mother suddenly saw a bush that she was looking for. She approached and picked branches from the bush. "Why are you picking those branches, Mother?" Kuania asked. "The leaves of the bush will put the river fish to sleep. We are going to use the branches later in our fish trap," Mother answered. We kept going on our way to the river, and then we heard a call for help. Father is helping the young dolphin. Fune, our friend dolphin, called us from the river. She was far, but we could hear her call in our hearts. She told us that her son was stuck on the riverbank. He could not return to the water, and the other dolphins could not approach and help him. Father ran fast to the river to help the young dolphin, and we followed him with Mother. When Father arrived at the river, 2 dolphins were waiting for him. He went into the water with ropes, and the dolphins dragged him fast down the stream. When they found the young dolphin, Father went out of the water and tied the ropes around the youngling. Then he threw the ropes into the water, and a couple of dolphins pulled the young one back to the water. Everybody was happy, and the dolphins whistled, squeaked, and splashed water. Playing with the starfin tribe. When we found Father and the dolphins, we ran into the river, and they swam, approaching us. I felt a tickle of air bubbles in my belly. It was my friend Moonashul. He blew air bubbles at me. I dove towards him, and when he passed over me, I blew some air bubbles of my own. Kuania came out of the water and climbed on a tree. She grabbed a rope and jumped into the water. Fune saw Kuania and jumped out of the water near her. Kuania threw the blue stone she brought in the air, and Fune caught it. Building the fish trap. After we played with the dolphins in the river, our parents called us to get out of the water. We want now to make a fish trap, Father said. We collected stones, branches, and ropes. With the stones, we built a pool in the river and strengthened it with branches and ropes. Then we built a canal from the opening of the pool upstream. We put the branches we brought with us into the pool. Fish swam downstream, went into the canal and reached the pool. The branches of the bush put them to sleep, and we could grab them easily. Preparing a hut for the night. The evening was coming, and the sun was touching the horizon. The birds of the day returned to their trees, and the birds of the night woke up. It was time to build a hut for the night. Our parents cut branches. Kuania and I brought ropes and collected stones. We attached branches to each other with ropes and had this way a floor. We did the same again and got a ceiling, which we tied with ropes to tree branches above us. From big leaves, branches and ropes, we made walls and attached them to the ceiling. We built few pillars from stones and put the floor on them right under the roof. Family dinner in the forest and by the river. It was time to make dinner. Father and Kuania went to get some fish from the trap. Mother and I went to get some fruits and roots. We lit a fire near the hut and sat around it. Father dug a hole in the ground and put in hot stones and embers from the fire. He lay in the hole fish and fruit wrapped in leaves and covered the hole with more embers, some stones and dirt. Mother split fish, fruits and roots on thin branches and placed them by the fire to roast. We were hungry and we ate everything. Night dreams in the jungle. We were tired, and it was time to get into the hut, curl up together and sleep. The dolphins of the starfin tribe went to sleep near us in the river. In the middle of the night, I dreamt that I was walking in the forest, and I met a kind and wise man. I dreamt that he could become a jaguar or an eagle. He can become any animal he wants, or even a tree. In my dream, he taught me, and I became a jaguar. I climbed a high tree. At the top, I met Kuania, and she looked like an eagle. Sharing dreams at breakfast. I woke up in the morning. Mother, Father, and Kuania sat by the fire and ate breakfast. I sat down with them and told Kuania that I had met her in my dream, in which I was a jaguar and she was an eagle, and we met on a tree in the forest. She smiled at me and told me she had a similar dream. She told me that in her dream she had met a kind and wise woman who had taught her to become an eagle. Then she flew away and stopped to rest on a tree where she met me, and I looked like a jaguar. Father said it was time to go back home to our village. Back to our home and the village. Before we left, we gathered the fish left in the trap, and then we took it apart. We said hello to the dolphins of the starfin tribe and went on our way back to our village, the village of the black jaguar tribe. On the way, we met a flock of big parrots, green, blue and yellow. We too picked up fruits that they were eating. We arrived at the village and met my cousin Tunachir and his father, my uncle Hokafir. They came back from a hunting trip. We are neighbours, so we went back to our huts together. I love the tribe I live in, here in the forest by the great river that gives life to the world. The end.